much. Okay, I will share my screen. There we go. Okay. Thank you very much for joining us. So we have the following scheduled for you today. Brief welcome. Hello, everyone. I'm Philip. I'll be doing the main discussion here with my colleagues jumping in at specific points along the way. I will do a brief introduction of the three Energy Masters programs, who we are, what we're doing. There will be a slight introduction to each of the programs, and then finally a little summary of everything together. So we are a total of 4 master programs, energy master programs. The MBA program, the energy law program, will not be discussed this time around. There will be a separate session with those colleagues. So the MBA programs are energy management, building sustainability, and mobility management. They are very interconnected. Each of the MBA programs has a total of 90 ECTS. It's a 3-semester full-time program for each of them. They have a similar fee structure of 19,800 euro for the program. Those numbers can be a little shocking. Any financing options and different payment options are all available. Naturally, the energy management program focuses on the international energy sector, whereas the building sustainability program focuses on real estate management with a focus on sustainability. And finally, the mobility management obviously focuses on transport and mobility. Moving on, classes will mainly take place on the 𝘱𝘓𝑡 campus of the TU Berlin. The campus is made up of a lot of different startup related energy projects and companies. The teaching language is English, obviously. There are 30 students per program admitted each year. And actually, company visitations and excursions are part of the curriculum. As with most programs in Germany, the programs start in October. We're currently right in the middle of our application period, which goes from February 1st to April 30th. So what is special about our MBAs? A traditional MBA program focuses on the management and leadership aspects, as well as business, economics, law, and technology. We throw in the specialization of energy, building, and mobility to that mix. This is a small introduction to the academic directors of each program. We have Professor 𝘱𝘢𝘕𝘓, Professor 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘵𝑩, and Professor Dino for each of the programs. You will naturally get to meet these gentlemen during your studies. This gentleman, Mr. Einacker, he is the CEO of the 𝘗𝑢𝑝s GmbH. He is the quasi head of the company that does the follow-through of each of the programs for the TU Berlin. This is a slide with us. Each of the programs has 2 academic program managers and one academic program coordinator. In this case, Sarah is here from energy management. I'm from building sustainability, and Nora is here from mobility management. Berlin. We go from the small town in Eastern Germany to the large town in Eastern Germany. One of the former cultural ministers of France, Jacques Lang, said Paris is always Paris and Berlin is never Berlin. He was referring to the ever-changing nature of the city of Berlin. the city has been developing for the last 20, 30 years, and it never really stays what it has been in the past. It is a historical city and has many cultural attractions, obviously. The center of politics in Germany. Recreational opportunities are abound. Within very little time, you're outside of the city in the middle of green Brandenburg. And it's naturally Germany's startup hotspot. Many of the current startups begin in Berlin. The Technical University of Berlin, or Technische Universität Berlin, we've got the brains for the future in the heart of Germany's capital. That's the slogan. We do have a few more students than our colleague. We have a total of 33,500 students, of which 25% are of an international background. We have 360 full professors and a staff of 8,000. The 𝘱𝘪𝘵 campus is a holistic smart city district of the future. That is the official slogan of the 𝘱𝘱𝑔. It houses companies, research institutes, and startups, including Deutsche Bahn is located there, as is the energy company 𝘱𝘢𝘳𝘃, and many others. There's a total of about 5,000 employees working on the campus, and it acts as a real-life laboratory. Sarah.
Yes, thank you, and welcome once again, all prospective students. As you can see, now this is the modular structure of our 3-semester-long MBA with a focus on energy management. The first semester will cover the technical, economical, and the entrepreneurial, as well as the legal foundations specialized on management decisions in the energy sector. In the middle, you can see the second semester, where you will deepen this view, and we will look at business practices, technical and regulatory aspects, primarily of grid-based utilities, and we will also look into investment. And in your last semester, you will be able to choose out of 9 compulsory elective modules. You will be choosing 2 of those, focusing on topics according to your individual interests. That's why it's elective. And we will close with your individual master thesis. We will always start with the orientation week in October, and we will always have a graduation ceremony in summer that we are already looking forward to. Yep, next slide, thanks. This intake that will currently start their second semester is once again, as usual, very diverse, and we are very proud of the diversity of our programs, all 3 of them or 4 of them. We have 35 participants. This time we have 26% females, which is very low. Last year, the last intake, we almost had 50%. We have 18 nationalities. The year before we had 21, so we are, as I said, diverse. We usually expect 1 year academic work experience. That's why our academic backgrounds are as diverse as the students are themselves. And the average work experience is 6 years. And this brings me to the next very interesting program.
Thank you, Sarah. So you will see the building sustainability program is built up similarly to the energy management program. And you will also see similar subjects in the mobility program. The first 5 modules, that would be technology, economics, business, law, and management, are held together with the all 3 programs. They take the core lessons together with a further in-depth specialized component for a further look at this program-specific content of each of those aspects. Excuse me. I apologize. The technology, economic, business, law, and management programs are therefore conducted with the students of the other classes together. And then once you have the basic concepts of each of those classes, you would then go into a further detail look focusing on energy, building sustainability, or mobility. In the building program, there's also a lecture series and an interdisciplinary project in the second semester, which brings together everything that you've learned in the first lectures and you apply all that information into one big project. The third semester, similar as to energy management, the third semester has 2 compulsory electives. You are also allowed to check out 9 of the different programs that we have to offer. And finally, the master thesis at the end of the third semester. Similar to energy management, we have in this current intake 32 participants, 31% female. We've had a little higher also in 2018, we had roughly 50%. Hopefully we can increase this number as well. Currently, and this changes a little bit from each intake is a little different where the nationalities come from, but we have this year 12 nationalities, the top being Iran, India, Lebanon, and Mexico. We have an average age of about 30 and an average work experience of 5 years. You can see that in general, most of the students in the building program come from an architecture or civil engineering background. And Nora.
Thank you, Philip. Welcome also from my side. I'm Nora Bonatz. I'm the academic program manager for the MBA Sustainable Mobility Management. And before I get into detail of the structure of the program, you might ask yourself why this program is actually so important. So we all know that climate change is happening, and climate change, we can feel and see the impacts of climate change. And the transportation sector contributes to the global greenhouse gas emissions. And just as an example, in Germany, the transportation sector is the only sector where the greenhouse gas emissions are still on the same level than 1990. Luckily, the politicians and industry are realizing it, and there's a change happening. And this is why we need you. So we need skilled people who are passionate about sustainability and want to change the mobility sector in Germany, but not only in Germany, actually worldwide. So in the first 5 modules, technology, economics, business, law, and management, you will learn the general basics, but you will also apply this general knowledge to the specific mobility sectors. In the second semester, you would dive much deeper into the mobility issues. So you will learn about the major mobility trends and create scenarios, but you will also learn the importance of the user perspective and the people's mobility needs. In the lecture series, we invite several experts from the industry and academia to share and discuss with you how the transition towards sustainable mobility can happen. In the third semester, you can specialize even further and shape your own profile by choosing 2 out of 9 electives. So as a sustainable mobility management, we offer the electives data analysis in mobility, business models and investments, and urban and transport planning. But if you decide that if you would like to focus more on energy management or building sustainability, you can also choose some of their electives. And the last step is to write your master thesis, which you can write about a topic according to your own interest. And yeah, throughout the 3 semesters, we also organize many excursions, company visits, and meetings with our alumni. So you have chances to get in touch with the industry and build a network. Next slide, please. Our program is just as diverse as the other 2 MBA programs, not only in cultural backgrounds, but also in terms of academic and professional backgrounds. And this is actually the real beauty of this program. So you are not only learning with each other, but also from each other. And besides the sustainability trend, companies are also aiming for more diversity. So it's becoming more and more important to being able to work in diverse teams. And this is actually something which you can practice in our MBA programs on a daily basis. In the chart, you see that most of our students have an engineering background. If you have a non-engineering background, don't be afraid to apply for our program. Although we have 1 module in technology, it's not a technical master program, it's still a Master of Business Administration. And I would also like to encourage especially women to apply for our program, because women are unfortunately still underrepresented in the mobility sector. And we also need you to make this transition towards a more sustainable mobility happen. And I will take over to Philip again.
Thank you very much, Nora. Just to show you where in the world all of our students come from, we literally have students from each of the continents represented, minus Antarctica, of course. The amount of students and their backgrounds make for extremely cultural diversity, and it's very rewarding. Our teaching and learning is pretty much normal. We have some core lectures, which I had mentioned, specialized lectures, which dive deeper into specifics of the specialty of your choice. We naturally combine front-of-class teaching, e-learning, workshops and trainings, tutorials, role-playing games, and excursions. We have the normal plethora of examination styles, online paper exams, many reports and academic papers, group work. Nora had mentioned it. Group work is a very important aspect of work life after your education is completed. So we start that process, that learning process now. You will look at business plans, presentation and oral examinations will become second nature to you. And finally, the master thesis will round out your education. This is a small selection of the partners that we work with. Some of them are located on campus, others we will go and visit. We had mentioned some excursions. We've here are some examples of different excursion sites. 𝘗𝘢𝘳𝘵𝘠𝑒x, Vattenfall, and BSR. I'm sure those names don't mean too much, but you will definitely learn what they mean and be able to appreciate excursions to these sites. Some graduation ceremonies in the past, obviously 2018, 2019, pre-pandemic, were held in the Lichthof of the TU Berlin, a very ceremonial site. Unfortunately, 2020 was the format changed online as everything else in the world. But nevertheless, it was a very successful event. And in 2021, we changed it even slightly further to a hybrid situation where some students were able to attend in person and others were able to attend in an online format. After graduation, you are definitely able to continue your education in research institutes or pursue a PhD. Industry or governmental institutions following senior consultancy, operations analyst, R&D project managers, valuation managers for real estate projects, or managers in strategy divisions are all possibilities. Example companies are Schneider Electric, Deutsche Bahn, 𝘱𝘢𝘕, and Digital Charging Solutions. Sandra, would you like to discuss this slide?
Yeah. Hello, my name is Sandra Luan. I belong to the administrative staff of the Technische University. And yeah, our application procedure is new this year. It's a very interactive platform where you apply. You can browse through the programs we offer. You fill in the application form, your personal details, your contact details. You will be asked about your former studies, the programs you completed before, and of course, regarding your working experience. And yeah, you have to upload your documents as PDF files. We prefer PDF files. You get feedback to your application. If the documents are fine, your motivation letter we need your first university degree, some documentation regarding your professional experience. We prefer to get a 𝘗𝘢𝘕 and also certificates about your English skills. But if you cannot provide these things, then we look into your details. Often you have already an English teaching program completed, or we find some similar skills or qualification in your transcript. And yeah, we will check your background based on your application. When you submit your application, then we need 5 or 10 days to give you a first feedback if we want to see more documents, or if you can add something in your motivation letter, because as the Professor Stefan already said, we do not want to know that you want to study at our university, that program. We want to know what you want to do with our master program in your future. And it's a win-win situation when you select a program you need for your future career. And we have students very interested in our program and in the experience of the fellow students that you work together in that program. So yeah, then we can come to the next slide, please. We have a long application period. It starts on the 1st of February until the end of April, and we work very hard to check everything and to send out the admission decision by the selection committee at the latest on the 27th of May, so that you can, maybe you start the application for the visa procedure during the application procedure, but check if you can have a interview appointment in June, July, so that you are well prepared to come in due time to the university. Yeah. So sometimes we can hurry up that procedure, that we can send out the admission letter in the middle of May. But yeah, it depends on how many of you wait with their application until the last day. So that is an experience we do not like to have 50 applications on the very last day. It would be easier for you and for us if you apply as soon as possible so that we can give you the feedback. Okay, there would be an update regarding your curriculum vitae or your motivation letter. It would be nice or not, but we cannot react in that way on the last day. So,
thank you very much, Sandra. And thank you for your attention. Georgi, I think we are now open for questions.